My roots run deep in this ground. For generations, we have farmed, ranched, and run businesses here. I waited tables at Bob's Family Restaurant to save for college. I earned an engineering degree while I ran track at the School of Mines. I studied law in Vermilion, and I married Angela, the love of my life. As an engineer and your Attorney General, I've spent my career solving tough problems and taking bold action. You and I both know that government doesn't have all the answers. In fact, Washington and Congress have been in our way. That's why I led the fight against them when they crossed the line, because we owe it to our kids to leave them an even better South Dakota, where they can grow up or come home to live, work, and raise a family, and be proud of what we have accomplished. I'm Marty Jackley. As your Attorney General, I fight every day to keep you and your family safe. And I'll fight every day for better jobs, higher wages, lower taxes, and to protect our way of life as your next governor.
Every acre of Texas is worth fighting for. At the Alamo, San Jacinto, or Washington, D.C. No matter if the attack comes from the north, the south, or our own federal government, we won't give up an inch without a fight. I'm George P. Bush, and when the federal government attempted to seize 116 miles of the Red River, we stepped in and we stopped them. 90,000 acres rightfully owned by Texas ranchers and farmers, almost taken by the BLM at the stroke of a bureaucrat's pen. But working with our fellow conservatives, we stood up for the great state of Texas and delivered a decisive victory for our state, for our landowners, and for our school children. I'm George P. Bush, a native Texan, a military veteran, a former public high school teacher. It's my honor to serve as your land commissioner. And I'm proud of the work we have done. And I promise to ensure that every square inch of Texas continues to belong to us.
Hi, I'm Chantel Krebs. I'm a fourth-generation farm kid from Arlington, where we grew corn and soybeans. Dad hauled cattle and grain, and Mom did the books. I learned the basics of life on that farm. You get up early, work hard, do your chores, mind your own business, say your prayers at night, and then you get up and do it all over again the next day. As a legislator, when the state faced a shortfall, we balanced our budget by cutting spending and not raising taxes. I used my skills as a businesswoman to run the office of the Secretary of State, where I cut my own budget by 10%, and I've restored integrity to that office that the taxpayers deserve. For the first time in my life, I believe we have the opportunity to make the federal government more responsive to the people, just like we do in South Dakota and just like I've done in my office. As a farm kid, a waitress, a legislator, a small business owner, and Secretary of State, I worked hard all my life solving big problems. And that's why I'm running for Congress, to strengthen our national defense, to cut wasteful spending and cut taxes, and cut the overregulation so that businesses can actually create jobs. I will work for the change that South Dakotans expect and deserve by taking that can-do, get-it-done attitude to Washington, while reflecting the values, spirit, and rugged independence that make South Dakota so great. I look forward to seeing you face-to-face in the coming days, weeks, and months as I travel across the state to earn your support, so we can get it done together.
Our Second Amendment rights are under attack by the Obama administration and Senator Mark Udall. That's why we need leaders like Cory Gardner in the U.S. Senate to fight back for us. In Colorado, Gardner introduced legislation to protect our Second Amendment rights. In the Senate, he'll stand up against their extreme gun control agenda. And that's why the NRA is proud to support Cory Gardner for United States Senate. The NRA Political Victory Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Ted Budd. People ask me how I'm different than the mess of politicians in this race. Well, I've never run for office before. I've been too busy running a business. I know how to cut spending and conservative values. I'm unashamed. But the main difference is I don't see Congress as a career. Just a place to help solve problems and to get back home as soon as possible. I'm Ted Budd, and I approve this message.
Everywhere I go in Nebraska, folks tell me they love bacon. And well, I don't know if it's because I'm a strong pro-life conservative or because I spent my career defending our country from Iraq to often. But I have a feeling it's because I'm a political outsider who won't be controlled by the power brokers in Washington. Watch this. Sir, how do you feel about bacon?
Everybody loves bacon.
See? I am Don Bacon, and I approve this message.
We were at the base to welcome our grandson's casket back from Afghanistan. And that's where I met Don Bacon. Don Bacon was there not just as base commander. He was there to comfort us. Don Bacon knows firsthand the high cost of freedom. We would be fortunate to have a true patriot in Washington, and that man is Don Bacon.
I am Don Bacon, and I approve this message.
I've been a small business owner for 35 years, and I've seen a lot of politicians come and go. Most of them are a lot like the mounts I do here. They're full of stuff, but not Greg Gianforte. I know Greg not as a politician, but as a small businessman, conservationist, and outdoorsman. Greg's been dragging his trophies here for over 20 years. I know Greg Gianforte has a great head on his shoulders, and he's got quite a few on his walls, too.
In the Tiffany household, we play a lot of board games, and while the girls keep me on my toes, I win. At least some of the time. That's why I don't play political games in Madison. I've been an independent reformer, advancing our local economy and public education, pushing back wasteful spending, and beating the DNR. Because state government has been cheating the Northwoods. And as my girls will tell you, hey, I'm a stickler for the rules.
I'm Congressman Will Hurd. I come home so often because traveling these 29 counties, I meet people who inspire me to ensure every American has the opportunity for a good paying job. And your support gives me the strength to fight for better care for our veterans and use my experience as a former undercover CIA officer to protect our homeland. I'm Will Hurd, and I approve this message because together we will keep these 29 counties safe and prosperous for our kids.
There's a whole mess of candidates to pick from, but only one conservative outsider
who can get America out of the pickle we're in. That's why I'm picking Perkle. You can pick from a pack of professional politicians, but you should pick Perkle.
Try to say that 5 times fast.
Pick Perkle, pick Perkle, pick Perkle.
Pick Perkle, because he's the best pick, because we're in a pickle.
Perk, a pickle, Perkle. Pick Perkle.
Perkle, pickle.
I'm Greg Perkle, and I approve this tongue-twisting ad because I aim to straighten out Washington.